Welcome back to the show. Let's talk to Matt Brown. Morning to you, young Matt.
Good morning.
Right, let's look at the headlines this morning. Markets in slight risk-off mode. China concerns over high-yield debt. Bitcoin surges again. I've got to say, I'm finding myself watching Bitcoin on a Sunday night. A permanent fast market, up another 13% or so.
Yeah, a huge move. Fast market, dealer in front. If you're a bull and you're holding this, you're very happy, and it's helping lift up all the other cryptocurrencies, Ether or Ethereum, Litecoin, etc., all moving up. Just really more flows coming in. There's no particular kind of news flow. Obviously, we've got the CME contract that it should come in the next week or so.
Well, they actually put it on their website. They was going to go live in December and took it down. So yes. I guess they're close.
Indeed, yeah. I think compliance probably dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Markets generally, slight risk off, albeit actually equity markets over the past 20 minutes, half an hour, have actually edged into the positive. China, we had some Chinese data. It was a little bit weaker than expected, but their industrial profits year on year up 25%.
Wow.
A little bit lower from the print last month, indicating it could be up 27%. But still, China's going great guns. But there are concerns from the Chinese government re high yield debt, junk bonds as we all know them, and also with the kind of cryptocurrencies and other issues going on. So China is a little bit aware. We had the Americans obviously on holiday last week. Japan was closed last week at the back end of the week. It feels that China could be the driver this week. There isn't much in the way of macro data out this week, so it is going to be political headlines that are going to drive this market.
If you're bearish on China, worth looking at the Minsky moment. So I'll leave you guys to take a look at that. Right, let's move on to FTSE. One to watch. Aviva, share buyback.
Yeah, it's not very rock and roll, but reported over the weekend in the Sunday Times that they're going to engage in a £1 billion share buyback. This is obviously positive for shareholders. We've seen share buybacks from the likes of certainly HSBC over the years and other companies that have helped boost the share price. But it does put a question mark over why are you buying back the shares? Why aren't you reinvested? If your business is so strong, come on, you can make more money. Yeah, it's an American trade, and we've seen this happening, certainly the US over the recent years, with cheap debt. Rather than invest in their companies, just buy back the shares. Shareholders love it, the market loves it, but in the long term, is that good for the long-term pension investors? Right,
let's move on to AIM, one to watch. Angling Direct, a nice write-up in the Sunday Mail.
Yes, indeed. I mean, the stock's trading up, I think, about 4 or 5% on the back of it. Had some pretty shocking numbers a few weeks ago. But the Daily Mail seems to like them. A bit of bottom fishing going on, excuse the pun. So the stock's up. But just be aware, I mean, we've talked about this before. They're looking to buy new shops, roll out their web prospect, but I think shareholders probably expect a lot more from this company. IPO'd this year, so it's had a bump this morning. Will that continue though?
And that is Britain's favourite sport, right? Fishing.
Yeah, not mine, but there we are.
There you go. Okay, let's talk currencies. The Great British Pound against the US dollar, 133.49 ticking up, and the Euro, Great British Pound, 89.36.
Yes, pushing higher. Look out for Brexit comments this week. As I say, they will be the headlines, the political headlines. Donald Tusk over the weekend, he's the president of the European Council. If you don't know, I'm sure you do, has come out and said, look, we need an absolute deadline for the UK to negotiate a deal, and he's saying that is going to be the 4th of December. So lots of news flow is going to come out. Euro sterling is going to be in play this week.
Understood. Let's talk about broker upgrades. SIG, the stock broker Barclays, new recommendation, underweight.
Yeah, not an upgrade, underweight. Barclays or Barcap covering this. SIG, building materials manufacturer, very much involved in cladding. So obviously with the whole Grenfell event, that could be a positive. But Barclays come out and said, look, they've probably gone a little too far from the off, so underweight, which is, as we all know, a sell recommendation.
Very good. Right, let's talk about the core number. Number 30, what's caught your attention?
Number 30, going back to Bitcoin. Obviously, that's keeping you busy at the weekends. A bit of excitement, but on the Palace, but they did win this weekend, so well done them. 30 is the ranking of currencies. So Bitcoin is now the 30th valuable or most valued currency in the world. This is overtaking the Singapore dollar, and I strongly suspect if we get above the 10,000 level for Bitcoin, that ranking is going to go up and up.
Okay, let's move on to the economic calendar. Anything to rattle and roll the markets today?
No, is the answer. There's a few little bits there. Obviously, Dallas Fed, new home sales coming out of the US. Andy Haldane and Kashkari, a couple of people speaking today. I believe Dudley as well from the FOMC is speaking later on today. But it's data light, headline heavy.
Right, quiz time.
Go on.
When was the last time the S&P 500 did not correct by 5% more or more in a given year?
2 years ago.
1928.
Really?
That's my thought of the day. Matt Brown, thank you very much indeed.